Hi, this is Christian Cantrell, and this is the DSI Modular Mac USB keyboard. This is a very unique keyboard because it is a Mac configuration keyboard. So you have your media keys here, you have your function key, and you have your command key, but it's also a mechanical keyboard. Not only is it a mechanical keyboard, but it's a MX Cherry Blue keyboard. They are available with MX Cherry brown switches and MX Cherry blue switches, and this is one with blue switches. I also have one with brown switches, but they're identical keyboards except for the switches, so I'm not going to bother reviewing both. Again, this is the one with blue switches, MX Cherry Blue, and that means that the switches are clicky and tactile, so you can hear the little clicking sound, the explicit clicking coming out of the switch as I push the keys down. So let me do a little bit of typing so you get a feel for how it sounds. So nice and clicky, nice and loud, and you have the added bonus if you're a Mac user that you have the keyboard in the Mac layout. This is probably my favorite keyboard. Well, I shouldn't put it that way. I like things about all the different keyboards I have, but what I'll say is this is the keyboard I use most often. It's not the absolute best keyboard in terms of quality. There are things about it I don't like, which I'll get to momentarily, but this is the keyboard that gets the most typing time, and that's because it's a Mac layout. It's powered USB. Let me show you this real quick. So here's the USB plug, and this is also, I don't have the actual remainder of the adapter plugged in, but it's actually powered. So you plug something into here, and then you plug that into an outlet. So then you have powered USB, which is nice on either side. So it's functional. I like that it's Mac layout because I use both Mac and Windows, but day to day I use Mac a little more frequently. So it's nice having a keyboard with an explicit Mac layout without having to remap keys and stuff like that. But it's still kind of stark and professional looking. It's kind of quirky and different and unusual. It's a very unusual looking keyboard, which I sort of like. So it has a little bit of character to it, but it's also quite functional, and I love the MX Cherry Blue switches. They feel great, the keycaps are nice. I really like typing on the blue switches. I also have one with brown switches. I use that in the office where it's a little quieter, the more people are around. This one I use in my home office down in my basement. I can be as loud as I want. I can make a whole bunch of racket and no one can complain. But in the office I use the brown switches so that the people around me aren't too annoyed. So I'll start with the things that I don't like about the keyboard, I guess. There are a couple things that are a little odd about it. First of all, I don't know why there's so much space to either side of the keys here. Now this is a 10 keyless keyboard. It doesn't have the number pad on the right side here, and that's what I prefer. And the reason I prefer it is because first of all, it allows me to access my mouse more quickly and easily without having to stretch my arm out too far. And also, it allows me to have the keyboard a little better centered, I think. So it's complete personal preference. Some people really need to have that number pad. I guess I'm just okay with these numbers up here, and the benefit of being able to reach my mouse more easily outweighs the benefit of occasionally punching in large numbers. So I like that it's 10 keyless, but what's weird is that what the advantage of having a 10 keyless keyboard, and as I just explained, is having a thin profile. And so they sort of added this additional space to either side here. On the left side it's branded, on the right side you have your caps lock keys, your numlock and cap locks keys. And I don't know, I feel like they could have just shaved an inch off it, and that would have made it kind of a better keyboard. On the other hand, it's sort of part of the keyboard's quirkiness, so it kind of makes it look, I don't know, like something out of a old science fiction movie or something like that. So yeah, whatever, I deal with it. What else do I not like about the keyboard? Some people don't like the fact that the media keys are down on the left side here. This I've never seen before in any other keyboard. It's very unusual for a Mac keyboard. Usually you see these up here somewhere, or you'd see them repurposed as function keys or something like that. So you'd hit function, volume up, volume down, reject, or something like that. Very unusual having them here. A lot of people don't like that. I don't personally mind. I got used to it in about 60 seconds. I mean, it's not a big deal. When you want to turn the volume up, you reach over here instead of over here. It's just, I don't know. It's not like you've remapped your control key or your option key or something like that, which would be kind of disturbing. So we've got your media keys over here. That's fine with me. It doesn't bother me. It's not the absolute best build quality of any keyboard I've ever seen. Again, I really like this keyboard despite the few flaws that it has. And one of them is the build quality isn't fantastic. Now that said, it's pretty good. I don't really have a lot of complaints about it, but when I first got it, I put it down on my desk. I was really excited to use it, and I found that it rocked, and I was just not remotely pleased with the prospect of using a keyboard that rocked. That would just not do. So, but interestingly, I used it for the rest of the day. By the end of the day, it had kind of settled down, and I think that just probably the rubber feet hadn't, had to be compressed a little bit, or hadn't quite, made contact fully with the bottom of the keyboard or something like that, because it settled down. Now it doesn't rock. Now it doesn't rock at all. But it's not the biggest, heaviest, most solid keyboard I have, but it's perfectly fine. I've only been using it for about a month, and I just noticed actually just now that that these keys are actually, the symbols on the keys are starting to, this one is sort of graying a little bit. Maybe it looks like it's in the process. That gray is actually probably a result of the black beneath it coming through. It's not dirt, I know that. So it's probably the white wearing off and the black beneath it coming through. So I'm not sure how long, how well this keyboard is going to hold up over time. I mean, I do a lot of typing, but again, I've only had it for maybe a month or something like that. So it's not like it's 10 years old. So it may be that these keys don't hold up well. That won't actually bother me. I'm going to keep using it. Yeah, I notice some of the letters are darker than some of the others. I don't care. I'm going to use it even if I wear everything out, even if I wear the keycaps completely smooth. I like the keyboard, and that in my mind will just give it a little bit more character. So those are I guess the things that I don't like about it, which aren't that big of a deal to me. The things that I do like about it, it's in a Mac configuration. It's a mechanical keyboard in a Mac configuration with MX Cherry Blue switches, and that's just not easy to come by. In fact, I can't think of another keyboard that gives you all of that. They're probably out there. You can buy Philcos, you can buy DOS keyboards, you can buy plenty of other mechanical keyboards and use them on Macs, absolutely. And you can remap the keys and you can have a great experience. So that's not to say that Mac users only have this keyboard as an option. But this is a Mac layout with the media keys, with the command key. You plug it in, it just works. And it's these great mechanical Cherry Blue switches, German-made switches. So that has a lot to recommend it in my book. So so that's a fantastic offering, I think. It's also relatively easy to acquire. Where did I get this one? I think I bought this one off of eBay, and I think I bought my my one with brown switches. I think I bought actually from DSI directly. The company's DSI. It was a little more expensive buying directly from DSI. Not cheap at all. I mean, I think probably shipped from DSI. This keyboard would be about maybe $140. Again, that's the keyboard that's also shipped. That's the expensive switches. So not cheap, but again, if you've been watching this series of videos, and if you're interested in mechanical keyboards, they're not cheap. So just be prepared to spend money. That's life. If you want a satisfying typing experience, you're going to pay for it. So this is the DSI Mac Modular USB keyboard with MX Cherry Blue switches. A unique keyboard with the Mac layout. Great switches, great feel. I can type very, very fast on this thing. and it's a very satisfying typing experience. I use it for writing code. I use it for writing fiction. I use it for everything, and no complaints. 10 keyless, which I really like. Unique look, kind of quirky looking. Unique, unusual, and has a bit of character to it. So if you're looking for something a little bit different, check out the DSI. Thanks for watching.